Today we will finally continue my episodic journey through Star Trek Online with episode 84, Butterfly. So let's begin. Sorry it's been a while. I tried to do this once before, but I don't know, for some reason it wasn't showing up on Mixer properly, and I don't know.
The research teams in the Kiana system
Things just didn't seem like they worked properly, so here we go again for attempt number 2.
Of how to use the Krenim weapon. But I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility. You will participate in a focus test of the most promising options. A blade cuts both ways. We must be sure that what this weapon can do to the Iconians does not cause greater harm to us.
Yeah, we hope. Begin. We can only hope. Alright, Adrana.
Well, Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you.
What the heck? That was weird.
Welcome. We have been working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anoraks in the 22nd century. Captain Nog is running point for the Alliance, but teams from all across the Alpha and Beta quadrants are involved with the research. It's fascinating work, but there's a lot to do yet.
How can I help?
Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you.
How have you been?
It's good to see you too. For a few weeks, I was helping the Alliance research new ways to deactivate Iconian gateways. We were making progress, but it wasn't fast enough to stop the advance of the Heralds. After Captain Nog made contact with the Krenim, I asked to transfer here. Now I'm working with interdimensional resonance harmonics to help recreate Anorax's work.
Having better sleep?
Yes I have. I guess the Solanae aren't visiting me at night anymore. Or maybe it's the 14-hour days trying to wrap my brain around complex temporal equations that are wearing me out. Either way, my sleep is greatly improved. Thank you for asking.
Just hope this isn't a bigger mistake than opening the gateway to New Romulus.
Welcome. We have been working with the Krenim to build... Captain Nog might be able to explain more.
Alright, lead the way. I think she's the sister to one of my crew members. That I rescued from the Alachi. I think, no, she was the one that was freaked out when we opened the gateway on New Romulus. Or when we got trapped down in the Solanae sphere. Okay, I followed you all the way to your console. You didn't tell me I was supposed to come over here and talk to Nog right here.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anorax's records, but we have not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting,
especially when it comes to erasing major things that affect the timeline.
New ways to protect and store data on various timelines.
Changing something. Yeah, I'll just do the green ones.
We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Incursions that far back in time must be carefully planned, or the fallout of even minor changes can ripple across the
yeah.
We have, however, seen some promise in trying to delay their arrival.
But that's just delaying the inevitable for a few years.
Actually, it would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct. The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets, but we're catching up to them. We've already seen what the 29th century technology can do. Imagine what we'll have in the 32nd century. So
we'd be on more equal footing?
Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into the current power base. What if the Iconians never allied with the Alachi or the Solanae? We wouldn't be facing the trouble we do now.
What are your best scenarios?
The three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics. My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck. Interacting with that simulation will give us more data than just crunching the numbers. We need to really interact with it to see what reality would look like. And for that, I need someone like you with field experience.
Sounds like a fascinating experience. Let's see how messed up we can get.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. The technological buildup of the orbital bombardment that destroyed the Iconian civilization will still happen, but the Iconians themselves will have to deal with a natural disaster, not a war.
And you think this is better than a war?
Maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful. And none of the stars we will remove have planets with the possibility of developing life. The overall effect on the galaxy is minimal. It's a painful path, but it could be the one that leads to peace.
Yeah, well, the only problem is we don't know a lot about what happened at that actual time when Iconia was attacked. So, yeah, we'll find out later why. Seems rather extreme, doesn't it?
The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation first. But as Captain Nog said, these simulations aren't perfect, so we have devised a holodeck program that will expand and extrapolate on possible effects of the temporal incursion.
You're giving a lot of weight to the holodeck.
It's the best option we have available to us. The holodeck's algorithms have been updated to change and adapt to the data created by the simulated timeline alteration. This is not your average holo novel.
Very well. What do you need me to do?
Once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the new timeline. Interaction with the holodeck components will allow the program to generate a more in-depth solution and give us a better idea of what to expect. We have set this simulation on a Federation starship patrolling the Sol system, and you are the captain. If all goes as planned, we expect that almost everything in the system should be close to current reality.
Understood. I'll run the program. Oh boy. Let's see what we can screw up today. Hey, yeah, it's already turning out to be a bad.
Captain, you're alive. We repelled the intruders on the bridge, but the ship has taken heavy damage, and a lot of the crew are injured.
What's the situation?
Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. So many people are hurt, and most of the systems are offline. The life support is on backups, and our resources are down to nothing, and
I'll help the wounded, but you need to help me. What happened?
the Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons. Now they're focusing on Earth's defense grid, but it's only a matter of time before they return to finish us off.
We'll stabilize the crew and fight back. This isn't over.
Sir, I tried to fight them off. The parties, Jim and R. We have to stop the Dominion. They can't take Earth too.
Don't worry, we'll stop them. Yeah, the Dominion War turned out worse than they wanted, than it actually happened.
We can't stop them. Maybe if we hadn't been at war with the Romulans. Maybe if the Klingons hadn't ripped themselves apart. I'll be fine, Captain. Just run.
Go to sickbay if you need to. If you can even get to sickbay.
I never expected you to get so far into your defenses. I'm sorry, Captain. I just need a moment. Then I'll be ready to fight.
Whenever you're ready.
Incoming hail!
But I guess in a way, this is kind of what would have happened if the wormhole never sent that 2800 away.
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless, and I would prefer not to delay our arrival at Earth to deal with such a minor annoyance. Surrender now, and I will guarantee the safety of your crew.
We will never surrender. No, that's a different scenario that I'm thinking of. Alrighty. Alright, access ship's computer. No, not sit. Access ship's computer. Quadrant casualty report. 3 billion. 2.5. 9.4. Personal log. It's been fleet 3 days. Continue to harass us. Scouts continue to harass us. Vulcan is lost. Andoria is in flames. Romulan, Taylor, Prime, Beta, Trill, ashes. Romulans joined, maybe. Yeah, if they would have. But the Federation also had the Klingons during the Dominion War too. And in this altered timeline, the Klingons tore themselves apart. Nope, that one didn't work, man. That just made things worse.
Sorry, we were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. Even
think?
with all that, the simulation data on whether the Iconians were entirely eliminated from that timeline is inconclusive.
Of course it is.
We were able to record your interactions, and we've been able to piece together what happened from those.
What'd you find?
From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders, and the great houses turned on one another
See,
instead.
that sounds like the Discovery
Romulans
timeline.
took the chaos as an opportunity to attack. The Federation stepped in to help the Klingons, and the war between the three factions basically ripped the Quadrant apart. The Dominion then conquered all three weakened powers.
That's not our solution.
Agreed. My team will continue working on other possible incursion scenarios.
Perhaps we can weaken their power base. Alright, next. Oh, I don't want. Oh, I really don't want to talk to Noe. He's kind of annoying.
Another one of you Voyagers? I don't know how you can help. But very well. My team is working on scenarios that reduce the Iconian power base. We're attempting to do so by fixing the mistake that Janeway allowed to happen decades ago. We're going to stop the Vaadwaur from being rediscovered. We plan to do this by preventing Voyager from ever coming into contact with underspace. This will prevent them from finding Vaadwaur Prime, and 7 of 9 will never wake the Vaadwaur.
And I suppose leaving the Vaadwaur in stasis will help the Krenum too?
None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The goal is to
I've been
cause
trying to
a
save
solar
you
flare
guys.
that will force Voyager to divert from the course it was on when it stumbled into underspace. If it safely passes without entering underspace, it can continue on its trip home and bypass the Vaadwaur entirely.
I suppose that might work.
The simulation is set for the USS Voyager, which is fitting since they caused the problem in the first place. Our projections show that even if the Vaadwaur never return, your people will still find a reason to stick your noses into our business. So we're attempting to see how the elimination of the Vaadwaur will change the formation of the Delta Alliance. You will be a member of the diplomatic team.
I'll run the program. But it won't be our best scenario. Oh, I gotta speak to Claudia too.
Don't mind me.
So she kinda looks like a sphere builder.
Your quadrant for some of the Krennic's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vaadwaur, it would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. There is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix what we can here, and then learn to accept the rest. Noy funnels that passion to help his people into his world. Perhaps it will change everything.
Sure, we can find common
It
ground.
is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you.
Well, it doesn't seem to like
Don't
us much.
mind Noy. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krennin's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vodka, it would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. There is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix
Oh,
what we
that's the
can
same one.
and then learn to accept the rest.
Maybe we
It
can
is
find
a
common
pleasure to meet you.
ground.
Both
Never met
Captain
your
Nog-
species.
My name is Clara, and I am a Tutarian. We're from a region of the Delta Quadrant Voyager never visited,
Yet.
so we haven't had much contact with species from
Because
the
Voyager's
Alpha
in the
and
Delta
Beta
Quadrant again
quadrants
right now
until
in the books.
However, my world has had close ties with the Krenim for several years. Now that they are actively pursuing temporal technology, I chose to join them and lend whatever assistance I can. I miss my home, but I've made a new one here. Meeting Noy has opened me up to a world beyond my own.
I see.
It is a pleasure to meet you, both Captain.
Alright. Now we can do the scenario. Hello. Jarok. Alrighty. What's he doing? He wasn't in the Delta Quadrant. Oh, this is because it's in the current timeline. Not in the past, it's in the current timeline.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral Tuvok was being pessimistic about the chance for success here. But now, I think he was right.
Alliance making isn't quite a quick process.
No, it's not. The hierarchy started setting these people against one another before Admiral Tuvok and his team could start to pull them together. The very fact that they all agreed to be in the same room is a minor miracle.
Do you think you can bring them together?
Eventually, between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, we'll convince everyone here that the threat is real, and an alliance is in their best interest. But it won't be easy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I see I have another argument to break up.
Good luck, Ambassador. Because see, now the thing is, if Voyager never went into underspace, they probably would have never found that Borg hub and got home early. So that's another thing they got to think about when they do these scenarios. But I guess according to their calculations, this is what's coming up.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon are using our system as a dump, and their trash isn't our problem.
The Malon aren't the biggest danger to your people.
The Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are the most immediate. Wait until they start dumping their trash in your front yard, and see how you like it.
Keep talking to the Malon. Perhaps you can find a compromise. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to do the green ones. Oh, I got to talk to the Malon now.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet that supersedes any other concerns.
Well, Voyager did offer you guys an alternate way to take care of your waste, but no, you guys declined it because it would take too much. It would hurt your pocketbook, per se. Maybe there is something else you can dump, or someplace else you can dump your waste without harming others.
We don't need outsiders telling us what to do. If the Talaxians want to talk, they can come to us directly.
Let me see if there's another way to get you interested in joining this conversation. Oh, conduct research. Okay. But I don't... No, I didn't want to sit. I don't want the park bench. I want the computer. Thank you. Gosh darn it. Stop it. Give me the computer. Thank you.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices
what I just
and
mentioned.
continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. The most at-risk populations are the Talaxians, who have a new colony close to Malon dumping grounds. The Malon have moved into Talaxian space to avoid hierarchy attacks.
Continue.
Diplomatic relations between the Malon and Talaxians are rapidly deteriorating. The Malon have accused the Talaxians of working with the hierarchy, a charge the Talaxians strenuously deny.
Analyze.
The Benthans could possibly pressure the Malon to return to the negotiation table.
Alright, well, let's talk to the Benthan rep.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations, and the hierarchy's new drive for profits has created a significant increase in attacks on unaligned transports. We have enough to do at the moment without getting into a dispute that doesn't concern us. The hierarchy is harassing our supply lines, and I'm convinced they're behind the losses we've taken over the past 3 months. We're having to double up patrols, which means we're leaving holes the Hazari can slip through. The Malon are a headache we don't need.
Working with others usually brings about positive results.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. Good luck with that. The Hazari aren't interested in anything but making deals. This whole meeting is just a waste of time. Unity might work where you come from, but I don't have any reason to cooperate with criminals like the Hazari or thugs like the hierarchy.
Maybe I can convince them differently.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little deputies? Or was it the Malon? Before everyone broke ties with the hierarchy, they told us what people say about us. Mercenaries. Honorless. Ha! They all deny it. But we know. Now we look out for ourselves. Troublemakers. They make our jobs harder and easier. They watch everyone. We used to trade for information from them, but now they won't sell. If we can capture one of their ships, it's like a treasure hoard of information. Makes hunting bounties real easy. But it's harder to take out their ships. I hear they're getting upgrades. And it's not just their ships. Stories going around about one captain whose arm was ripped off by a hierarchy commander. Used to be they'd run from fights. Now they start them.
It doesn't sound like a hierarchy I know.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little... Fine. Run back to the Benthans. I'll be here if you want to talk business.
Sorry, but I'm not in the market for mercenaries.
Unraveling this mess could take months, years.
You're the right man for the job, Ambassador.
The number of planets the hierarchy have taken outright has increased 20% over the past 6 months. A push for higher profits has prompted steady growth of hierarchy territory. Reports of abductions in areas near hierarchy space have increased by 77.2%. However, this data has not been confirmed by outside sources because few Delta Quadrant species are willing to share information with the Federation. Further investigation is needed.
Our allies at the Kanya system have been invaded by hierarchy forces. Kayana colony is small for farming community with no strategic value, so the attack simply doesn't make sense. According to one survivor, we managed to find the hierarchy. We're working with the Elachi. The Elachi took captive to an unknown location. So the hierarchy became part of the alliance instead of the Vadwar. Long-range sensors detecting both Herald and Iconian readings. They do not appear to be in active conflict with Alliance forces. You are seeing more ships than normal. There are both Herald and Iconian signals in hierarchy space. So yeah, they're basically working with those guys now. Since the Vaadwaur weren't available, the hierarchy became available. Sorry, Noi. That one didn't work out for you guys.
Damn, that was useless. The Iconians were so determined to have a hold here that they simply found another species to fit the bill.
Yep.
Maybe if you had been a better negotiator, you would have been able to unite those representatives against the hierarchy. Then at least we would have had a chance.
And maybe we wouldn't.
This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians, but it's not exactly ideal either. We'll have to try something else.
Yes, this isn't going to work.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor. This has been a very trying time for the Krenim. Thank you for helping us get this far. We'll keep working.
Thank you, Glada.
Trust my wife to be the voice of reason. Perhaps I was too hard on you. I just want to be able to fix all of this. We can't turn back time, but we can change it. Please speak to Gamma Team. Captain Nog thinks very highly of their plan.
Thank you. I'll speak to Gamma Team. Alright. What we got, Jalen?
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? In 2365, Captain Donald Varley of the USS Yamato found a star chart on Denias 3 that revealed the location of Iconia. I want to redirect a meteor to impact the archaeological site on Denias 3 before Captain Varley begins his excavations. Iconia will remain a myth, and we will not attract the Iconians' attention as early as we did.
But that's just a delay. Another gateway was found a few years later.
True, but if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. Additionally, there are other factors in play that could trigger the alliances and sharing of technology that have come about because of the Iconian threat. It's a risk, but it's one that could pay off.
I see why you're trying this on a holodeck first.
The program is set for Romulan space. Because the Hobus supernova was caused by direct Iconian interference, we expect Romulus to be intact in this new reality. As such, the Romulan Star Empire should once again be a major power in the quadrant. Your role will be as an officer on a Romulan warbird.
Understood. I'll run the program. Yeah, the other one is, it could restore Romulus, but my guy wasn't exactly born on Romulus. I mean, his parents were, but he wasn't. And we're on a... I can't even think of the name of the ship. Investigate Alteration Gamma. Speak to Commander Tamar. Which is... he's back here, I guess, I think. Oh, no, that's a different ship. Shinjo is on Discovery. Okay. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to. I don't see my contact. there's Gaius. Well, I would if I knew where Commander Tamar was. I thought he was back here, but I didn't see him. Is the... Oh my god, he's hiding in the shadows. I couldn't even see him. There you are.
Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes. If you'd be so kind as to seal the doors and disable certain equipment, we need to talk.
Understood, Commander. God, it was dark. I could hardly see. I couldn't see him. Shenzon was the leader. I can't think of the name of the ship. Oh, Scimitar. There we go. Scimitar-based ship. Alright, Commander. Everything's disabled.
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. I need to talk to you about Datan and the Separatists. They've been located near the Dewa system. What we do next could change our future.
The thing I know about the Separatists is what I've heard through official channels. What do you know?
Datan has been inspired by Spock's teaching. He and many others have left the homeworld and are gathered together in a flotilla somewhere near Tal Dewa. Datan and his allies have been making overtures of peace to both the Federation and the Klingons. Because of this, they have enough support that even the Tal Shiar won't take direct action against them. The Borg are at our borders. The Empire can't fight the Collective and the Separatists at the same time.
So what does that mean for us?
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. I need to talk to you about Datan and the
You're not asking we should attack them, are you?
I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I intend to put Lieutenant Salan in the brig, and then take this ship and crew to join the Separatists. Are you with me?
If we do this, we'll be traitors to the Empire.
I know. I've tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt. Datan and his people are building something better. You and I both know it. The crew knows it. We will take this warbird to Datan.
So in a way, that's kind of a good thing when this gets destroyed, but depends on who you talk to. The Tal Shiar and the Empress's people would disagree. We have to do what is best for our people. Alright, so Ceylon.
Conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers. Very suspicious.
You look better. You look better, not bored.
Citizens of the Romulan Star Empire have no need for locked doors.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to accompany the security team to the brig.
Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship. Datan and his people are terrorists.
No, they're not.
If you join them, you will share their fate.
You are under arrest. Please comply and you will not be harmed.
My friends, it is time we forge our own destiny. A destiny free from the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. If we leave, we will have a better, brighter future than what they would allow us. I know this is a step into the unknown, but it is a step we will take together. Throw off your chains. We will join our brothers and sisters in freedom.
Sounds promising. But we'll see.
I
wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Temer. Some of my family has left Romulus to join Titan. I'll be proud to join them.
Set a course for the Dewa system. Alright. After action report, here we come. Status report. Oh, I have to read this one. Notice to all commanders, Starfleet vessels have been assisting new Romulans in areas near the neutral zone. Imperial ships are being dispatched in a show of force. Any ships harboring or assisting the Separatists are to be fired upon. There are no exceptions. Ships in Group Gamma are being reassigned to patrol in the area targeted by the Borg. Contacts are regular, but vigilance is needed to eradicate the threat and protect our colony worlds. Personal log, encryption protocols 8 of 6. Gaius becoming suspicious. Numbers of senior staff must favor run flotilla and join into town. Remain cautious. Right thing, but Borg nipping at our heels. Yeah, they probably didn't take that into consideration with the scenario. Commander's personal log. What? Oh, I already did that. Iconian activity, long-range sensors, Herald Iconian signatures. References to Herald ships database. Okay. Download all data. Well, about, let's say, what, 80% of the scenario works? The other 20% doesn't quite work as they think it will. Not important conversation. Alright.
That is the most promising simulation yet. It appears there was some merit to our hypothesis that the Iconians advanced their plans due to early contact.
But it's not perfect by any means.
The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk.
But you gotta realize that this was back in 2387 when that took place. Or when Hopus got destroyed. Well, I guess in a way it was the actual normal current timeline, but the Hopus's destruction occurred in 2387. So that's like almost 20-year time frame that they probably didn't quite take into account of what could happen. Because, I mean, at that time, well, in the books and the TV show, the Borg are pretty much decimated right now. There are no Borg left. Actually, the Borg have been completely destroyed and turned into the Kalier from the Destiny trilogy of books. So, I mean, granted, these Borg are based off the V'ger creature that they met in the motion picture. So I don't know how that, because they do not look anything like the Borg from the 2380s. This is a major alteration to the timeline. We should be cautious.
The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing. The political calculus of the quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians.
Partially.
We have solid projections. The only suggestion I have now is that you consider it in conjunction with Captain Nog and the Republic representatives here.
But see, I'll come to that point when we get to it, because we're not quite there yet. I'll discuss it with them, but I'm not making any promises. Okay, alright, Nog. What's next?
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus. We're not going to have a lot of shots at this. I've been looking at Anorex's work, and I think it's too easy to get into a temporal loop where you try again and again for a specific result, and time starts fighting back. I'm inclined to say this is our best chance.
Yeah,
but this will have a huge impact on the reality we know, especially your people, Commander Jirok. I won't give my authorization without hearing from everyone.
Yeah, but Anorax, the only thing with him is he kept trying to erase things. And that whole scenario that was created in Voyager, As soon as they destroyed the ship, it reset the entire timeline. So he never actually built the ship. He wasn't successful. He never actually got around to making the ship. So things just didn't work out. And he got to a point where he kept erasing more and more, and things kept getting worse and worse. You know, like Nog said, time fought back, literally. And then they had to destroy the ship to reset the timeline, and then that recorded history doesn't actually exist anymore. This would save our home, but wipe out all we've accomplished. Commander, what do you think?
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic, everything we've built, it would all be gone.
Oh, the Republic is still kind of there.
Even in this other reality, Datan has led many Romulans away from Sela and her Tal Shiar thugs.
Oh yeah, because Datan actually met Spock when Spock was living on Romulus doing his unificationist movement related stuff, which Picard got to meet him too. This impacts the Republic most of all.
The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Tamer makes the choice to join Datan, the same choice he made after the homeworld was lost. With Romulus, we could have numbers. More people who have had enough of the Tal Shiar's oppression could join us. Maybe millions more. If Datan is able to get a movement going, even at the height of the Empire's power, I have to believe that change is possible.
Reign. Yeah, because after Nemesis, Tal Allura took command of the Republic, the Romulan Republic, but Denatra went off and tried to create her own empire, which is kind of what Sela kind of took control of now in this game. But then the Tal Shiar basically took over control of Romulus, pretty much, according to how they're telling the story now. What do you think we should do?
Make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the Republic. The Tal Shiar wasn't able to stop us the first time. They won't stop us again.
I agree, Commander. This is a risk we have to take. Sir, we've been informed that the Cranum vessel will be traveling with us to the site of the temporal incursion. The Cranum vessel has the weapon on board, and the Lisette will provide additional security and manpower if needed. Understood. Anything else? All three vessels will be temporarily shielded to protect us from the changes in the timeline. As long as that shielding holds, we will be able to observe the changes and even interact with them, but we will not be a part of the new timeline. Prepare for immediate departure. They just warped out. They didn't actually do a temporal jump. You think they would have done that because you get to see it later on. Ah, seriously? That doesn't happen very often. Sorry about that. Sometimes it does that. I was not expecting it to do that. So now we gotta go through all this again. Hopefully I don't lose any of the recording. There we go.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon.
It will be good to see the world of my birth again.
He forgot to turn his weapon off.
Elements? Is that Romulus?
Yep.
It's been completely assimilated.
Because the Iconians didn't ally with the Tal Shiar,
Yes, I think we have a problem.
and Hobus wasn't destroyed.
No. We expected to see some Borg activity, but this can't be right.
The what's-his-face got assimilated by the Borg, or allied with the Borg and became
this
Borg.
is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be anomalies. We need more information. Let's find out where the simulation might have gone wrong.
Stay on the edge of the system. Jacques and I will move in for sensor sweeps. The last thing we need is the Borg assimilating the Krenum's weapon.
The whole system can't be assimilated, can it?
Well,
That is a
it appears
lot
to
of
be.
Borg.
Yeah, of course. They were pushing at the borders, and it could have affected other things too. I mean, the Borg attacks of 2381 might not have ever happened. Or Voyager never encountered the Borg when they were in the Delta Quadrant. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. I'm not detecting any non-Borg life signs. This is bad. Really, really bad. We need to fix this.
Agreed.
Borg ships decloaking. Red alert.
Oh, great. They got cloaking ability now. Great! The Borg have cloaks now. Shields up.
First the Klingons, now the Borg. Does everyone
Yeah, well, supposedly the cloaking technology of the Klingons was given to them by the Romulans. Like, the Duras family might have had something to do with that. But that I almost got destroyed.
Borg reinforcements on an intercept course.
Alrighty. High five!
We need more information before we can fix it. I'll keep the Krenum ship well out of Borg sensor range while you go in and find out what happened. Hurry. More Borg will be arriving soon.
Won't we be affected by the timeline shift once we leave the ship?
I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. I'm transporting them over now. Hurry. The temporal shielding drains a lot of power. You won't have much time down there before you're unprotected. If that happens, this will be your new reality.
Understood. We'll get the data. Ready for transport. Alright, who do I want to take? I want to take her. I want to take him. And let's take one of my newer ladies. And I'll take Hiven. Some of these guys haven't been down out off the ship for a while.
Data to plot a possible solution. With any luck, the board will have what we need. Maybe. Our focus is on restoration. There is a computer node in this area of the Unimatrix that should have what we need. Find the node and download all the data you can from the point where we made our encryption. That should help us find out how to fix this.
We'll find the data.
I'm going to join you. I know this place. Or at least I knew this place. Before we lost the homeworld, it was a Talshar complex. Most of the secrets of our empire were stored here. I thought I was getting my home back, but now the Borg have taken it all away. This is like losing Romulus all over again.
I'll do what I can to help, Commander.
The controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads.
Okay, let's... swap out some of my stuff, make sure all my crew members have the resequencers. Okay, she's on here. Okay, she's not. Oh wow, she got injured? When did that happen? Oops. Don't know when that happened. Hiven's got one, she's got one, he's got one, he's got one. Alright. Make sure everybody else is in good health. I'm not using that high-powered weapon right now.
The whole planet. All our people. They're Borg.
I've been playing gun or military games too much lately. I'm used to wanting to use the zoom in control with this thing, right? I keep wanting to do this, and I don't really have to on this game.
I can't believe we were so wrong.
I mean, you were 80% correct. Just little minor 20% just they didn't take into account, because a lot of things could have happened when they did that, whenever that asteroid was taken out of the timeline. Well, that one adapted quickly. Jeez.
Cover me. I'll override the door controls. got it.
Alrighty.
We have to find a way to make this right.
The only way to make it right now is destroy the time ship. And everything will reset.
Resistance is futile.
There. That's the access node console we need. Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures. Wait! Incoming Borg!
Problem when I resequence is I can't really move or it cancels it.
When we lost the homeworld, I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to us.
Well, it's not. When you have Borg knocking at your back door, it's a little bit difficult to try to mess with time. Like Daniel said to Archer, time's already been messed with. Got a leaper, huh? Or it's already been screwed with, I should say.
This was Romulan technology once, but it's been completely assimilated.
Just a little.
Hakiv?
Yeah, Hakiv. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of his name.
Will become one.
So he probably, because he didn't have the Iconians to ally with, he probably allied with the Borg, and the Borg turned him into a Borg, basically, and then they took over the homeworld. Because he was kind of involved with what happened to Hobus. Alright, time to bring in the big guns now. Alrighty, well that one actually went a lot quicker than I expected it would. Evangelina's one of my newest crew members. Input query, open temporal records. Access reporting gamma generation cycle, yada yada. Break down records by year, provided summary of events for Romulan system only. Display results with oldest entries first. Filtering temporal records from added to collective. Establishes orbit Romulus. Designated Matrix 652. Stardate 69,000 to 70,000. All adjunction of units design trimatrixes. 1152 through 1274.
It looks like the main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago. Something happened in the Delta Quadrant. The Borg assimilated something that greatly improved their technology. They adapted, evolved, and my people, they didn't have a chance. Maybe it's our fate to lose Romulus.
All we can do now is try to restore the previous timeline. Maybe this will help. Yeah, because see, then according to this, Voyager never found that temporal hub that got him back home early. Well, not really temporal hub, the transwarp hub. There are Borg signatures on approach. You need to get out of there, sir. Yes, we know. Was that a Federation beam out? Just with the green.
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept course.
Understood.
More Borg on the way. Borg decloaking.
They only attack if you attack them. But now it's saying fight the Borg ships. Gosh darn it. Now I gotta go and help. Now I gotta go fight the Borg.
did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking. No. Tutarians. They're gone.
What? How?
I see the problem. 20 years ago, your people tried to replicate the work of the Solanae to protect themselves from the Borg. In this timeline, they failed.
The temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up? When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
The temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks. I love.
Well, they didn't destroy the ship. If they destroyed the ship, it would have completely reset the entire timeline. At least that's how they did it in Voyager. Oh, it's back to when I first arrived. There's been a development, Captain. Captain Noggs, your crime researchers are waiting for you in the conference room to go over their findings. Well, they didn't exactly get any findings. They just got a protected temporal core that all of a sudden just pops up.
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenim weapon. But as far as I know, the Iconians are still out there. We changed the timeline, but we didn't fix our most important
Yeah, see, I think the ship got destroyed. What was in the core?
We haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Noi is going to lead the group taking care of that. I will say it is odd to find personal logs I don't remember making.
Yet. I imagine that would be strange.
Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made. Technology like this seems so simple, but even the smallest change can make more trouble than it solves. We have to be more cautious. Far more cautious than we've already been, I suppose. The next mistake might not be fixable. Time alteration might not be the answer. There are
Of course not.
that can't be solved with a weapon. But time travel. Look, whatever happens, it was good working with you. I hope we have the chance to do so in the future.
Good working with you, Captain. Yeah, see, Anorax had that same problem. He was trying to erase things in the out of the timeline, out of existence, and just made things worse than what he wanted. And they ultimately, basically, they had to destroy the ship to reset the timeline. All right, Adrana, what do you have to say?
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. I will be looking at whatever data we managed to save to try and determine what went wrong. Maybe we can try again after we know more.
Hope you find something. We can't afford another incident like that.
It has been good to have you here, but we will have to consider if time alteration is really the best course of action. Of all the records we have of time travel, few have as drastic a result as this. Perhaps removing elements from the time stream isn't the solution we need.
Nope, it is not. That's why you go back in time and you affect the events. That's one way to do it.
Hope into using the Krenim technology to solve our problems. Perhaps
that's how you do time travel properly.
And blind to the potential for disaster. We tried and we failed.
Well, unless you become an anomaly.
But this isn't the end. We'll keep looking at the simulations as well as any other option open to us. I have to have
like
faith
DC
that we will
Legends
find
does.
a way to defeat the Iconians.
We'll discover what happened and move on from there. It's all we can do. That's what Anorax learned. Similar thing happened to him too. Oh, but he still lost his wife, though.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact. It will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have affected it.
Yeah, you lost your wife.
You made a mistake somewhere. I still feel this
I made the mistake.
Technology available to us.
I'm not the one that made the scenarios.
Task to operate it.
I just went along with it. Concerned about time travel, Iconian situation, option that they don't. Whatever happened to Alliance, would it be in the situation we're already in? Our transport, yes, we'll return to ship. The episode is officially done.
Captain Nog tells me that the initial test of the Crinim weapon was less than promising. He says that he and his team have a great deal of data still to analyze. But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives.
I don't even know what I chose and what I put this stuff on. I don't know what I chose last time. I think I chose that last time. But I don't know what ship I put it on. If I even put it on any ship. I don't know. I'll just go with the logbox. Alright, that is that. Since I don't know what ships I have that would have that equipment, I'm not going to bother with it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I will start continually get through and get myself finally caught up. So these episodes are a little behind on where the story is currently at. But we'll get there eventually. Unfortunately, I would like to do the PC version, but unfortunately I can't trust my laptop to do the PC version right now. For the recording purposes anyways. So hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time. Later.